Hey folks, today we're revealing a secret. The woman sees Sullivan as her husband. It's laughable, and Emma doesn't care about this stranger's identity. This detail foreshadowed her and Sullivan's future relationship, as they exited the bakery with a certified agreement, like comedy actors after a signing. You just need my box, and honestly, you should have left 10 minutes ago. Oh, no worries, just running out late. Like, say yeah? That's a bit longer if it makes money. What's your plan? Can you hurry up? I couldn't care less. Are you trying to con an official? That's just hilarious. I'm too late. This is Sullivan's clever plan. Emma's launching her new book today, using the agreement to lure them in. Just dragging time in the bakery, got her notary buddy on board, but who would have thought that wouldn't even slow Emma down? Clearly, in her eyes, the book signing is way more important than tying the knot today. What are you doing? Look at your friend's friend. You're a public official, and this is not what your vow was about. Between friends and principals, she chose the latter, stamped, while Emma was still confused. Emma, delayed at the signing, finally arrived, explained to her fiancé, faced the cameras, but soon after, her forehead bruise caught her fiancé's eye after Emma's subtle hint. She realized it and dashed to the restroom. In there, she bumped into the woman who talked about Sullivan in the bakery. At first, Emma thought it was a bit odd, but she shrugged it off. However, when the woman started sharing about her husband again, as soon as she mentioned her husband's name, Carl, you wouldn't believe it. This woman controls over 70% of the publishing resources in the state. Not to mention, she has a fortune in the billions, and every industry giant has to show her some respect. Emma could never have guessed she'd run into someone that even crazier. She wants Sullivan to meet her husband for dinner. She's going all out just to snag some resources. She was gearing up to ask Sullivan for help, but before she could leave the restroom, she ran into a guy who looked just like her husband. Emma glanced back at her fiancé, too occupied to explain, and walked over to Sullivan, leaving him stunned because he ran into the woman from the bakery. With excitement in her heart, the woman kindly introduced her husband to the two of them, and indeed, the man's demeanor was as anticipated, unpredictable, and filled with delightful surprises. They hit it off quickly, but just then, Emma's completely confused fiancé strolled over, and she gently interrupted whatever he was about to say. She told them he was her brother, and before her fiancé could even react, he was whisked away to in the kitchen. Emma laid out her plan, and her fiancé was totally against it at first, adamant about not pretending to be a couple. But as they went back and forth, Emma's determination wore him down. However, they talked for so long that Sullivan had left, and after several unanswered calls, Emma thought he must be swamped. Little did she know, Sullivan had planned it all to put Emma in a tough spot. Emma faced the judgmental gazes of the ladies, feeling utterly awkward, trying to think of how to explain flaking on Sullivan. Just then, her phone buzzed. It was her fiancé checking in, yanking her back to reality. When her fiancé called to check in, she almost spun a story about Sullivan getting hit by a car, only for the guy to stroll right in. Thank goodness she hadn't dropped names. There was still a chance her fiancé got caught in the crossfire yet again. The gentleman was magnanimous enough not to hold a grudge, instead politely inviting Sullivan to take a seat. They exchanged a brief glance, and subsequently everyone else also agreed to his arrangement. He really didn't have to be there, but after spending almost 2 days with Emma, he realized she wasn't the monster he imagined. Deep down, he suspected for a while that his girlfriend's decision to leave was already set in stone, but he didn't want to face it. True love isn't swayed by others' words. After thinking, he decided to meet her, putting aside vengeful thoughts about Emma. He really was busy, though. The family was hosting a culturally rich celebration, with guests pouring in. Caught up in the lively atmosphere, guests mingled effortlessly, laughing and joking more like a wild party. Their eyes met like they'd shared a secret. An unexpected flirtation arose, but they quickly snapped back before straying. Emma bid farewell and left, tossing through the night, her mind swirling with memories of Sullivan. But soon her fiancé's presence squashed those feelings, while Sullivan, on the other hand, was also experiencing his own worries. In the dance hall, he couldn't quite grasp why he felt that way. Maybe Emma's image in his mind was shifting. Whatever the reason, these two, still technically married, started developing some unexplainable feelings for each other after just 2 days. Soon thereafter, the publishing contract that Emma had drafted was successfully signed with the valuable assistance of her illustrious father-in-law, and she made a promise to her fiancé, guaranteeing that she would never meet with Sullivan again. The divorce agreement would be entirely up to him to negotiate with Sullivan, and the atmosphere thickened with tension, like the air before an explosive meeting. Richard bluntly shared his suspicion. Looks like him in for a big game. Gotta find those ducks, split us up, tell her him at the office. No, can't happen. Why? He has life with me, not with you. No, I'm sticking to my guns. Not so easy for guys. Don't see her, don't call her, don't contact her. I'm not particularly skilled at making contacts. It seems there's a hidden hotshot in your circle. Right now, I see this comic, just like Simmer mentioned. Looks like this isn't that straightforward. Richard found out that the hacking incident involving the Civil Affairs Bureau has actually happened before. If you like this video, thumbs up and subscribe.